everyone, my name is Tara Lloyd, and I'm here to talk about my F speech. And if I had to display only one photo of anyone I presently know for the rest of my life, who would I choose? The photo I choose for the rest of my life would be my grandmother, aka Mamu. Yes, like Shamu, but she wasn't a whale. I don't she? The video playing for you now are photos of me and my family, which consists of my grandmother, her son, or my uncle, my mom, you can tell which one is in there, my sister, and her two sons. The photo of my grandmother, she was one kind of a woman. She was a wonderful person and the sweetest lady on the face of the planet. This is why I chose her picture, and well, because she is the cutest little old lady you've ever seen. My grandmother was an extremely motivated person. She was a strong, independent woman. Some reasons I think she was like this is because she had hardworking parents that taught her to work hard and respect other people. So if you're a history buff, you would actually know that the missionaries that traveled to China, they were part of those. And they were actually kicked out during the Boxer Rebellion, which she was born in China and then she left there when they kicked them out and then grew up in South Carolina, where she grew up most of her life. She grew up being involved with her family, and to her that was the most important thing, family. Speaking of family, she would eventually go on to get married and have 3 children, one of which was my mother and 2 sons. I remember stories of my grandmother telling me how she worked 2 jobs. One, she worked at the University of North Carolina as a counselor, which she worked many hours, and then babysitted on the side on the weekends, took care of her grandmother, or her mother, and had her 3 children, which we all know that could be quite difficult back in the 50s and 60s. During all this time, it was difficult for her, but she still always maintained a positive attitude and raised 3 beautiful children. This is my sister here and her son. So needless to say, she loved her family and her life. This is why she was one of my best friends throughout my life until she passed away. I grew up having her at my side whenever I needed someone to talk to. I can remember many times I would go running to her for advice versus my parents. And of course they got mad, but you know, what are you going to do? She always knew how to make things right, and she always was positive in whatever she did with me and my family. No matter what I did, bad or good, she never judged me and always directed me in the right direction. We also traveled a lot together and did many activities. Some of my fondest memories of me and my grandmother is when we'd go out to eat, and wherever that was, we'd always have happy hour, and that consisted of white wine and vodka cranberries. And this is probably one of the reasons why she always stayed in a good mood all the time. Overall, my grandmother was a great person and someone with whom I enjoyed having in my life. She was an independent woman, she worked hard, and she was my best friend. So those 2 things I couldn't imagine having in my life without. Because of her, I am the person today. And I hope you can all agree that grandmothers is something that we all should cherish. Now go home and give your grandmothers a great big hug and kiss.